Hey, Bohemian with Bohemian Stars and Ocean Heart readings, and we're going to do a fun video today. So I'm going to do an elemental grid reading, and this is just something that I've come up with and done time to time in various ways. But we're gonna go ahead and see by element your guys's current energy, checking in the relationship. We're gonna do 2 rounds. Count up 2 rounds. First, we're gonna see what the energy is with tarot, and then we're gonna go through with the Love Kiss Oracle and see advice. Okay, so this line here is them because they might go up and down. This is you consistently moving ahead. All right, we're going to do it like a grid. So the seashells here represent water, the plant and the slate crystal represent earth, the incense represents air, and then the candle and the fire cords represent fire. Okay, so if they're a water sign, you'd be focusing on this line and you would match it up with your element. Okay, and this is really fun because you can have a lot of nuances. You can look at their moon sign, your moon sign, your elemental year. Although I don't have metal, I think I will do a separate video with the like Eastern elements, which include like wood and metal. And it is Lunar New Year, so happy Lunar New Year when I'm filming this. Year of the Rabbit. Hey, where y'all at? Tis your year. But for now, this is more like Western elements. So yes, we'll have water, earth, air, fire for them. Water, earth, air, fire for you. And you can match up your Venuses, you can match up your Marses, all of that, okay? And most people will start with their sun sign probably, okay? So it's going to be a lot of fun. Let's get into it, all right? I already have this ready to go. So if you are water and they are water, what is the current energy connection? Okay, we have a 2 of Cups, literally both of you with so much water. So water feels like it's drowning each other out right now. And it is a very watery year because when I'm filming this, you guys might watch this in the future, but current energies, really do support that. It's like Year of the Rabbit, which is like a Pisces energy. It's a 7-year, which is water energy, Neptune. So you guys could be a bit waterlogged. Sometimes water signs really need to seek other elements because you're just flooding like Alice in Wonderland with like the Sea of Tears. This could be being emotionally depleted, being tapped out, but 2 of Cups reverse does show some incompatibilities, some emotional burnout, or just going in complete like different directions. Maybe there is kind of reaching an inevitable end to a connection, something of that nature. It could, of course, be a momentary pause, but where you guys are just feeling very low energy, okay? Now, if they're water and you're earth, what's going on here? We have the 3 of Swords, okay? Libran energy here, 3 of Swords. There could be a parting of ways. This deck is a little bit nicer where it has somebody like going off on a journey. So there could be a different reason why there's separation. It might not just be like heartbreak because of a third party or something. It could be that someone has to choose their collegiate path or their career path, or they have to return home for family. But it does look like one party has to leave or go and make a really tough decision, and they have all this armor on, like they're really trying to protect themselves. They could be coming off cold and tough and, just like guarded. But here we do have vulnerability at the same time, because look at the neck of the horse is completely exposed, and that's a very vulnerable point, right? When predators go for prey in most species, they go for the jugular. So there could be vulnerability mixed with extreme like fierceness with this person. So it could be hard to understand them, and they could be on their high horse at the same time because this horse is prancing, okay? They got nose to the air. So there's a lot of mixed energy with this person. Maybe there's just conflicting compatibility when it comes to like personality types, and you're just like, who are you? You're so stubborn in so many different directions. One moment you're just like the epitome of vulnerable, the next you're just so unapproachable, so I feel like this person has so many variables with themselves. But it does look like some parting of ways, or some like definitely like a cut of energy, and moving forward in a different way for a very intentional reason, because this is swords. So for some cerebral reason, some decision that has been made, we have this party needing to go in a different direction. But it does look like they're going alone because they're leaving 2 parties behind them. So it might not be because they're like choosing another person in this particular 3 of Swords, okay? All right, if they're water and you are air, we have the Nine of Wands. We do have grains here trying to grow and flourish, but they're getting a little tired out here. And there's not much else going on in this field. This person is kind of burnt out. So this person could be responding from some trauma, okay? Nine of Wands, it doesn't have to have anything to do with you actually, but they could have maybe some old relationship wounds that are coming up. Maybe their chirons being triggered by something, childhood wounds. But usually with Nine of Wands, we're super defensive. We've been super hurt before, and we're looking for all the signs. We're just looking. That's what we're focusing on. Is okay. How are you trying to hurt me? Let me not be a fool, right? Let me be ready to fight, right? Let me be ready to kickbox, okay? All this kind of stuff, just in case you come for me. So this is more this person's energy. They're just like, being their own bodyguard over here, and really trying to, I do think there's awareness with them kind of crouching down, and they are, trying to believe in these crops that are kind of failing and wilting here. I do think that there is that, that nurturing. I feel like the Knight of Wands does have a lot of love in them. I do feel like that card in general, that's why you're so protective of yourself, because you've been through so much and you have pain and you've had some suffering, but you want to protect yourself. So I don't think that it's just that this person is just like, just trying to be cruel if they're doing like kind of weird defensive habits or something. But it doesn't mean that it's the healthiest. So it's kind of like somebody who can't always necessarily see where another is coming from, because they're still seeing it through the lens of the past. And in some ways, they're right. They will see things that are completely accurate, right? In that kind of Plutonian psychological way. But in other times when they need to be free, this is a Sagittarius card, and they need to realize that it's okay and that they're safe now. They might not understand that as well, okay? All right, moving on. If you, they are water and you are fire, we have the Ten of Cups reversed. So water signs, what is going on with water signs? We're just not doing relationships right now or something. If they're the water sign, Ten of Cups reversed, they're so disenchanted. They're like, I got to the end of the rainbow. I didn't get a treasure nor some Skittles, okay? Like, not sponsored. I thought I could taste what you climbed up the castle and kicked me out the tower. What? And you said, wow, this is luck, so I'm gonna stay here. This person feels like, did you get a happy ending without them? Like, they feel disenchanted, okay? Over here singing sad songs. I don't know. They just feel like they didn't get the happy ending. Things didn't go as they planned. And what the hell happened, okay? What the heck? And so for water signs, that's a big deal, because that's, of course, 10 cups, and that's a Pisces card. Water signs are all about the fantasy and the romanticism and everything. So that is missing for some reason. This person's not seeing the fantasy outcome. They're not seeing, maybe they think you're not on the same page, or you don't care, you don't look at rainbows and romantic things, or they just feel like for whatever reason it's not going to happen. There could even be where one party is witnessing somebody else get married, get engaged, and just kind of like right off into the sunset, like, wow, I thought I was going to ride with you too. Guess I'm over here, look, put my thumb out on the road. I guess I gotta find a ride. Okay, let me get my app out. Okay, gotta call a driver. Thought I was going to, happy ending. So there's this kind of energy for that group. All right, now Earth. We're in the line of Earth. If they are Earth, all right, and you are water. Why they always lying? You would think they're lying. What? Seven of Swords and so smug. Why? Why are they lying? Why are they sneaking? Sneaking and creeping, okay? And look behind, everyone's like, oh, happy New Year, Spring festivals, a wedding, something like that going on, couples. And this person just sitting here like, I'm a player with all these swords. Why are they playing at the festival, okay? This is for romantics. Why are you here, boo? No, so if they're earth and you're water, watch out. Maybe this is who done it, okay? For everyone else who's having a tough time with water signs, maybe they had some situation with a earth sign, whether that was the third party or the main party, and that's why water signs are in their feelings, okay? Because I don't know. All right, now, if you're earth and they're earth, we have the Four of Pentacles. Stay tuned. Remember, we're going to go through again with advice. Four of Pentacles. So, earth signs, I think you get this. I think if two other people got like the Four of Pentacles, they'd be like, Grinchmas, what's going on? But I think with earth signs, it's a square. Four is solid, it's stable, And it makes sense. I've seen earth signs like that where they even have their own houses, but they're in long-term committed relationships with each other. They understand each other's business and time frames and needs and wants and money and all that. And they let each other be. And this is the energy that you guys have together, because I don't see it as being a cold Four of Pentacles, because this person's doing ceremony. So there could even be prayers that you guys put for each other. But you guys like to be cozy. You like to go slow and steady. You like to consult as well. So you both could be doing consultations, literally for finances. You might be like, one person could be going to their financier and being like, can I afford to get married right now? Very practical. There could be consulting doctors. Could I start a family right now? Consulting professional tarot readers, things of that nature. Four of Pentacles can show that, like going to someone who has a doctorate or who is known in their field for advice and consultation privately behind the scenes before you make decisions that society might pressure you to, or that you might want to go in. So others might view that as a little bit calculating, but it is a way for earth signs, people who have earth energy, to really make sure that they're stable, have a firm foundation, that they're safe and secure before moving forward. So I think this is a good energy between earth signs, but it might be very slow and steady, and takes a lot of respect and a lot of patience. And eventually you will have to have the talk with each other and see how your Four of Pentacles line up with each other. Can you bring two fours together and make it Eight of Pentacles, make it work? Okay. All right. If they're earth and you're air over here, we have the lion. I told you, earth signs. Some earth signs out here lying. I told you. Literally a lion. Okay. So if you pick both, if you have water and air in your chart, and you pick this Seven of Swords and this, I told you, you'll be cracking up, okay, or rolling your eyes like, yes, I know. So, okay, if they're earth and you're air, I think it works. I think it works. This person can have some rough edges. They could like to be a little surly. They can like to be a little somehow. But I think that you bring a nice soothing energy to them, okay? It's interesting because even if you're usually the one who's a little rough around the edges and connections, you might find yourself like soothing this person, catering to them a little bit, air signs. You might find yourself nurturing them, calming them, things of that nature. You might be like, what am I doing? You're supposed to cater to me. But for whatever reason, this person brings that out of you. And it's always interesting when that happens, especially if someone's like usually like the pamper princess, and then they find someone who elicits them to be the nurturer to them. And people are like, what's going on? Are you cooking with them? Like, what happened? You don't do that. So there's a little bit where there could be some kind of role reversal, or just bringing out, there is kind of very defined roles, I would say. There's a little bit of polarity of who's going to be more aggressive, who will be more passive, who's going to be more kind of refined, and who will be more rough in this connection. And it might feel really good to play that out. At the same time, with strength, it does push our inner strengths. It does make us get rid of roles that may not suit ourselves internally, or our ideas about certain roles. And I do feel like this is a connection for you guys with earth and air energy here, where you are going to be seen by this person in ways that you might not want to be seen, right? You see how the lion's laying down, not on the hunt, and this person's on their knees, like humble. So it is showing that you will see each other's motives. You will see those different sides that maybe you didn't want them to see beyond the profile pic. And it will challenge you for sure to see how you want to handle that. Do you just decide, I don't like those sides of myself, so I'm going to let it go and grow? Or do you decide, actually, I really like that you see that side of myself and that you encourage it, and maybe that's not how I usually see myself, and I'm going to lean into that. So there's this kind of dynamic in this connection. All right, for those who chose earth, if they're earth and you are on fire, let's see what we have here. We have the Hierophant. This Hierophant in this deck is very High Priestessy, which is very true, because the New Age definitely is like a Hierophant as well, in its own way, in a lot of ways. So this could be where you guys could have had a lot of ceremony. I feel like there's like a lot of rules, because this card really evokes High Priestess and Justice card here. So you guys can have soul contracts going on, and you might be trying to bring those to light in the physical world. You guys are very serious about each other. Okay, this earth sign is very, very serious, because this is a Taurus card, especially if they're a Taurus. There's really not, and they're looking dead at you. Like, look at this. Hierophantess is looking right at you. Like, I don't know if it's going to focus, just like, so I feel like there's not a lot of wiggle room with feelings. It's like, okay, if this is the way we feel about each other, and look at how they have the fire in their hands. So this fire sign feels like they have you in the palm of their hands, earth sign, because look at that, holding the bowl of fire without even having gloves on. Okay, they feel like they're making you take off your layers, take off, your inhibitions, and get serious and get stable. And I've told y'all that before. When earth signs want to make a move on fire signs, they get that fire sign wrapped around their finger, and you'll be like, "How? The fire sign settled down? They got married after 35 years." A gallivanting around after 75 years, and it'll be an earth sign who got them. Okay, it'll be an earth sign who got them and settled them down real quick. Okay, snatched them off the market. And that's the dynamic that you guys have. So if you're a fire sign, be aware that this is a very intuitive earth sign, and they don't play once they want to make their move, and they feel like they can handle your fire. They ain't scared. Like, what you what you mean? All right, if they're air and you're water, look at water signs crying around. This air sign is trying to figure you out. Okay, they are trying to figure you out. They're over here. They're probably obsessing. There's obsession here with the moon reverse. There's insomnia. There's trying to wake up, try to figure out what your dream meant. Okay, look at how here the reflection of the moon suddenly looks like a broken egg, like the moon got cracked open by an egg, and it's just leaking everywhere. Energetically, your energies can be very uh, merged with this person, and vice versa. You can be on their head, they're in your emotions. We just have a complete melting pot of air and water energy in this. The moon's kind of, really sinking out, leaking into the atmosphere. Okay, the air is getting more and more watery and foggy here. So you guys are definitely in each other's energy. This is a subconscious card, but with it being like reversed and so intense, this has to be to the point that it's surfacing consciously as well. I do see an elder here, so one or the other of you might have even consulted an elder, or maybe you wish that, I wish I could ask my grandma or something like that. Maybe you sought that guidance from the spirit world, or even had your ancestors bring you dreams about this person as well. It does say seek advice from someone who has a little bit of earth energy to help ground this connection as well. Someone who's really trusted, not just someone who's going to meddle in the connection. Really elder energy, okay? But I do feel like there's been some ancestral influence in this connection as well. But it's not really stable, okay? It could be very messy. There could be a lot of past life things and early childhood things, all of that just like blah, in the atmosphere all over the place. So this could be one of those connections that you just become more and more undone, and you don't know why. You might, like, outside this connection, you might be like together, not emotional and connections and everything, but with this connection, with them air and you water, for whatever reason, it just brings it out, okay? If they're air and you're earth, there we go, 7 of Cups. All right. There's a lot of options here. You guys could see each other as an option, but these people are looking in the same cup together, so that's good. But there are a lot of options that the two of you together really have. Okay, there's a whole 2 of Cups down here. There's friend groups and community options and different things. So there could be a lot of social energy if they're if they're air in your earth. Going on. But I do feel like right now passion and almost like your guys' pride draws you together. So you might feel like you're both the top tier, the best option, and now we're trying to focus on, well, what are our options together? So I see that I have all these different paths, all these different suitors, all these different areas of life I can focus on. I feel like relationships are very important to both of you, because it's like business relationship, friendship relationship, community relationship, other romantic things, friendships, families and things. So if I put my energy together with you, what happens? It's like you're both trying to divine what would happen then. It's very nebulous. It's very dream worldy. It's not anything, for some of you, there's nothing physically happening. You've just like been crushing on each other. There could be, this kind of reminds me of like when you stare at your phone and it's shining in your face, and you're just kind of like looking at the possibilities. You're wondering. It is traditionally a dream card. So yeah, but I think that you are in this person's concept of the future and their wants and desires, and you are the cup that they're leaning towards, like the person they're leaning towards most with their Ace of Cups. All right, we have, if they're air and you are air as well, we have the 9 of Sacred Circles here, the 9 of Pentacles. So generally the 9 of Pentacles is going to be single. So this person, you guys are both going to be like focused on yourself. You clock each other because you see this hawk didn't miss a wink. All right, and we got an elder here. They don't miss a wink, okay? It doesn't matter that they don't know about the gram, they don't know about TikTok, whatever. They don't miss a wink. They see these youngins out here. Maybe y'all have a strong influence as well. Air signs seem to have strong influence of like an elder around them. So maybe their great grand is clocking you. Like, I noticed you liked my baby's picture 3 times. I saw you watching their stories. Okay, so watch out now. They might have an elder who's caught on. But I do feel like there's an energy of staying single and maybe not quite ready to mingle, but to know you look good. Okay, you know that you're a good catch. Okay, so especially if this person is, bachelor, bachelorette, bachelorette, whatever's going on, I feel like it's known, and I feel like this person prioritizes themselves, their responsibilities, their health, their career. They like that energy. They like to feel put together, and I think that you really reflect that same thing because we have air sign and air sign here. And so there's that. I'm good solo. I'm good solo. I'm proud of myself. I got other things to do. I tend to my spirituality. I tend to my family. I'm looking for how I'm building my life and my legacy. And so I don't think that this is either way that either of you is going to fall apart and just like, quit your job or not go to work or something because the other's not, like if you guys weren't speaking to each other or something of that nature. I think here you can really appreciate your personal space and autonomy. I think there's this sense of having great value in their self and the sense of having some wisdom to them as well, but still they are more fun than you think because the hawk brings in the solar energy, right, which is fun. It's the solar energy, a little cockiness, and that eye to the future, and again, not missing as much as you think they're missing because you think they're not looking, but they are. Okay, they are. They know what's going on. All right, if they're air and you're fire, we have the world reverse. Y'all could this connection can still be very, very, very affected by world events. Okay, so this person, whether it's environmentalism, whether it's the wars going on, all the stuff that exploded in 2020, social justice, just existence, echo into space. Space doesn't have sound. But that whole thing is a lot. It's a lot for this person. So air signs got big thoughts. They're out there in the universe. Right now it's Aquarius season when I'm filming this. We just had literally Aquarius new moon, Uranus going direct, okay? All of that. So if you're watching this during current upload, check the video. Or even if you just want to, I did do a video about those energies. This person has that, okay? They could be like oh my gosh, existential crisis. My next vision about the fate of the world. Or they could just be like, man, it's hard being out here trying to reach my successes and all of this kind of thing and feeling very undone and trying to get to the conclusion of things and have some kind of success, have a happy ending. So we do have some similar themes here because we have this air signs having some of this dreamy energy versus personal stability. And then over here, we do have fire signs that have had maybe not knowing how to reach a conclusion with people and needing someone of very strong mind to help them settle down in the end. So I would say for air fire connections, you guys bring the mesh of both of those dynamics together. And it's like, how do we have a conclusion? How do we balance all of this super strange world and feeling thrown out into the cosmos with being grounded, having concrete plans in our relationship and actually coming to a result. Okay, all right, if you chose fire, well, I guess you did choose them. If they're fire and you're water, let's see. 4 of Wands reverse. So I don't see dating right now. Someone could have pulled out of the dating game. Someone maybe just doesn't leave the house. Here, they at least came out the house a little bit, try to get their sexy on a little bit, a little snack, a little chase lounge out here in the sun, something. But here, man, they can't get on your porch to save their life. It's just not happening. You're unreachable, okay? I totally get it, water sign. You ain't on social media. This fire sign is like, dang, you don't go to a party, okay? I can't wink at you. I can't holler. I can't do a like. Where you at? I can't find you. I don't know your location. Maybe you moved. There could be housing instability and different things that have gone on. Some of you could have had like a blow up or something embarrassing at like an event or party too. So it's like, cringe. How do I, how do I try to talk to you after that? Because I embarrassed myself. Maybe our date didn't go so well. So yeah, I feel like this fire sign's at a loss. To be honest, they really don't know like, what am I supposed to do here? Like, you're not acting like a fire sign. You're just being this weird hermit water sign, or something embarrassing happened. There's some sense of instability. And, fire signs love the Four of Wands to be upright. It's an Aries card. And then they walk in the life of the party. Hey, and take it over. But if the party's not happening, awkward. What do they do? All right, so that's how they're feeling. They are fire and you are earth, we have the Knight of Swords reverse. Ooh, okay. It's a little janky because instead of meditation and beautiful sunset and beautiful thoughts, the Knight of Swords reverse is this person can have vicious opinions. It can even go with Knight of Swords reverse into things that are just like not okay. You're just like, your morals and ethics are off. Like, watch your mouth, how you speak to me, why do you talk about people like that? Whether it's something where maybe they're overly critical or very negative to people, or whether it's so far as bigotry and domination mindset or whatever, or trying to like beat people into their religious beliefs or something. So Knight of Swords reverse, it usually is not cute. Okay, it's not nice. There could be some very harsh rejections, harsh ghosting, very rude messages, if there are communications going on where it's either super abrupt and rude, or it's just like a huge pontification, just like a huge just like deluge. This person just kind of filibusters, and they just like, this person really feels Knight of Swords reverse is like their opinion is everything, and that's what's right, and it's okay if they hurt someone because I'm right kind of vibe. So I would say this is probably the most alarm, even though I've seen some connections not working throughout this. I would say that this one looks like the most toxic, or the most where I'm just like feeling like, okay, one of the partners in this connection might not be a safe person to be in a partnership with. Okay, there could be some verbal or mental abuse. It could be very stressful in that regard. Okay, and this person also might not be in the right mind with health. So maybe they were falsely programmed by someone else's propaganda, or they were not taking care of their mental health, and so it's making them be harmful to other people instead of coming out in a different way. Okay. All right, if they're fire and you're air, even though our incense went out, the Chariot. All right, all right, all right. This looks like a green light. Full steam ahead, okay? Oh, the lights are cute. So this is like full steam ahead. All right, we have this like moonstone, moon glow. We're riding through the universe here. Solar chariot energy here going on as well. It's the Cancer card. So I feel like your guys' energy of your wants and desires, maybe your energetic backgrounds with the Cancerian energy, and just your confidence are all lining up pretty good. I think you guys can be, getting better and better, more clear readings about this person, better idea of how your paths could merge and how you can go in the same direction and things of that nature. So I feel like this is a move towards them. Move towards them, feel confident, and they are moving towards you energy, okay? You might do it in different ways. So understand that a person's idea of how they come towards someone might be different. One of you might be more lunar, one of you more solar, one of you more, let's say, emotional, intuitive, might give signals through kind of nurturing ways, and one might give signals through taking the lead, being more dominant or something. There could be different ways that people take action, right? One person might provide someone a meal or care that they're comfortable. Another person might, just come straight on and say, this is how I feel and this is what I want. And people can have different kind of coming towards you languages. But I feel like it's saying there's the ability to harmonize that with you guys. Okay, it makes sense because fire and air are harmonious elements, and they tend to get each other in that capacity. All right, if they're fire and you're fire. Look, you guys were probably like, oh my gosh, I'm going to skip ahead. The most impatient ones, and you made us have to wait till the end. Page of Cups reverse. Wow, y'all could really get in your feelings. It's interesting because I would say fire connections can definitely like break fire signs open in a different way than other elemental connections. You can see fire water signs open fire signs up to a different side for sure. But fire, y'all just crash and burn and crash and burn and crash and burn and can somehow come up with water out of all of that. So this looks like you guys could end up, someone could be sulking. Someone could be sulking if they're not getting the romance, the treatment that they want in this connection. There could be a little emotional manipulation, or the Page of Cups reverse can delude themselves. They can kind of create things with fantasy, and they can maybe start creating false energy connections in like their readings and their dream. You know, sometimes we want to pick a card for our version of who we want that person to be versus the truth of who they are, right? So we start building this like false narrative because we like the escapism of it. So there could definitely be some of that going on, and there could be a little jadedness or little burn energy here, a little emotionality, if we're not getting the romantic response that we want from someone with the Page of Cups reverse. So here this person was going to work some little love magic or something over here. So now it's reversed. So watch out, because fire signs, y'all know as soon as you get in your feelings, you just want to burn something down. Wait, I'm in my feelings? Ah! Okay. I'll get them for this. So that's what your energy looks. Other people be like, oh, I'm about to cry, right? Over here, air, water. They're just going to, cry around, dream about it, whatever. No, fire signs, y'all about to go. That's it. I'm going to get them. So just keep that in mind. Now, all right, we're going to go into the second portion of this reading, which is advice for each elemental connection. We're going to use my Love Kiss Oracle. All right. Yeah, and yes, they're available for purchase. Sponsored. Let's see. Okay, so if you're a water connection, we have healthy. They're saying get healthy, okay? Get healthy, water signs. If you're not healthy, although you might like to focus on everything else, your feelings, your emotions, spirituality, and water signs have that thing where you don't want someone to get with you because you look so good. You're like, to water signs, you're like, that's easy, okay? Anyone can go to the gym. Anyone can get some money. Water signs at the core are like, for just my raw essence in the universe, I want to know if you like me. Raw essence for raw essence, soul to soul, emotion to emotion, period. But water signs, that can tend to lead sometimes to not taking care of yourself and not, showing who you really are in the dating sphere and things of that nature. So both of your advice on this side is to take care of yourself, okay? They're over here doing a little cobra. Don't think of it as slide to perfect your health, to enjoy your body, to take care of yourself, to take time for yourself in this connection. All right, if they're water and you're earth, advice. Late date. So look, earth signs are slow, steady, and patient. So y'all will know this as earth signs. Don't worry about trying to approach this person late. And you know what? Water signs are also can be very slow moving. Like they can jump in suddenly into connections for sure. But water and earth are the two elements that really, really understand, like, sometimes it happens later, right? Sometimes you have a plan, or you have a feeling or a connection, and it will just happen later. It doesn't mean your heart changed on it just because it took, a decade or something to come about. You told that person, look, earth signs too, I know how y'all are. You're like, I told that person in middle school that I liked them, and I'm about to hit them up in their 30s. I told them. And I actually have people get readings all the time, and I'll be like, oh, there's this earth sign. And they'll be like, I don't know who you're talking about. And then they'll come back, and literally it will always be elementary school, middle school, sometimes high school, but it'll be very early. They'll be like, I forgot there was this Taurus, there was this Capricorn, this Virgo who liked me. And you're right, they just contacted me. So earth signs is saying, move how you move, okay? If you're still interested in this person at a late date, hit them up. You never know what can happen, okay? Don't feel like all is lost. All right, if they're water and you're air, calling in love, okay? So call in love with this person. It works. Water signs are very receptive. And especially because your card was the Nine of Wands, and it was showing that this person just has other pains and things that they've been through and kind of suffer more than they need to in a lot of ways. if you put that good energy, if you show your truth, water signs really respond to that. If they feel sincerity without manipulation, if water signs feel truth, if they feel safe energy, it's okay. Okay, I trust you. I'll let you come at your own pace. That is probably the quickest way to get a water sign to come towards you. So that's the advice, air signs. Call them in. If you are fire and they are water, new doors opening, just like you like to see. Look, the door ain't even open yet. They said, bam. Sneak one. Oh my gosh, and it looks like the castle wall. Look. So you better climb back out that tower, go and get this person that you locked out the castle and say, I'm just playing, I still want to kiss. You better let them know quickly. You better re-enchant this person if you're seriously interested. Open up new doors. You might have to find a different way for y'all to connect, okay? If you're like, well, yeah, we used to be on the same team, so it was easy to see this person all this time, but now we left school, or we don't work together anymore, so I just don't even know how to connect with them. So we thought like there was this big buildup to energy, but now we're in just different spheres of life. It says we'll open a new door, okay? All right, oh gosh, not this one. Not this one. If they're earth and you're water. See, to colonize. This person's over here. This person has a monument to themselves, okay? They're over here with some negative concepts. Maybe they got like those uncles who are always encouraging them. That's the energy I got, was like old scamming uncle. They're probably just encouraging them, play the field. Play the field. It's things like that. They have societal programming that's not really the healthiest right now. And if they're an earth signs take a while to change. You know that they're stubborn. So this is saying, look at why you are drawn to that person when they're exhibiting negative behaviors and behaviors that are not conducive to a healthy connection. Why were you drawn to them? Maybe you need to let go of some of your so-called type. A lot of times when people say they're like, oh, I have a type, 99% of the time and more, they don't have a type, they have a programming, right? They have something that they need to break down when it comes to that. And if they let that go, they wouldn't be stuck in this like rivet, this like trench of this is my type, right? So just consider that. All right, for those who your person's an earth sign and you're an earth sign, gossip. They said let them talk because you guys were so reserved, right? You're not trying to shake up your life. They said, look, y'all do what you need to do. Let people talk. Let people talk. And also, earth signs, you like to gossip. Earth signs sit there and listen to every drip. That's why you always see earth signs like friends with a Gemini. They'll roll their eyes, but they'll be sitting there at every luncheon with a Libra. Okay, earth signs love to know all the messy tea. They know the messy stuff, okay? Earth signs over there trying to research people's family lineage, and they'll be keeping track of what someone's great aunt is getting mischief to in Minnesota. Like, y'all. So you guys might bond over just some lighthearted gossip or making people talk, okay? Don't worry about it and come out of your shell, okay? Because you're right. If you come out of your shell a little bit, people might be like, oh my gosh, the Taurus and the Capricorn, they're getting together. You're right. They probably will. But, sometimes you just gotta let the buzz. Let the hive buzz. Okay, if you're an earth sign and they are an air sign, ooh, see, there's a little struggle, there's a little adventure, there's a little taking time to get there, but we have a married couple here and they made it to the center of the maze. So strength here. All right, we have this beauty brawn, this again polar opposites coming together energy, but it works. So you guys have really great potential. You can make it through the maze. Don't get distracted, okay? Don't worry, Voldemort's not at the center of it. There's something good there if you guys get through this and teamwork together, okay? Yes, I did just say Voldemort. Look, love lives are intense, okay? Let's be honest, right? You need a little Wingardium Leviosa or something to it. Okay, if they're an earth sign and you're a fire sign, play it. Y'all trying to play the field. So this could be the advice that you need to deal with yourself as a player, because they said this person's serious and they're watching everything you do and they have you around their finger. So if you're like, I just picked a random card for this scraggly X, it might be like, you better run and play the field then and get away from them, because if they get you, you're gonna get got. So this could, I feel like this is the kind of advice only fire signs get. Go be a player. But it could also say you better watch, okay, being a player. or crushing a lot, if that's all you do, whatever you do out here, because this person's watching you and they're definitely going to be noting it. All right, they'll make you pay for it later once they get you to marry them and settle down. All right, if they're an air sign and you're a water sign, moving. So we do have the moon, lunar energies here. So you guys could benefit from, this is interesting. Maybe that's where the distraught energy is. Like, this could be where you guys literally do better when you sleep in the same household. When you guys are connected together. And with all this lunar fourth house energy, those are the people who get a U-Haul right away. As soon as someone starts talking to someone that hits their fourth house placements or a lot of moon contacts that are, especially if they're positive, they nest so quickly and they merge families, they blend families very quickly, all those kind of things. So you guys might have that energy that, again, this might be like, I don't know, I never thought I would move in with someone. I never thought that I would suddenly have a family or things of that nature, but now it's happening. So there could be something about moving closer to each other happening or helping each other move, okay? If they're air and you're earth, we have parties, okay? So there could be other parties. We did see that, not just romantically, but all different kinds of people. But celebrating could be a way for you guys to go from the dream world to see each other in the physical world. So maybe send this person an invite, because I did get a lot of social media gazing with this one. Like, maybe invite them to an actual event or something. And don't be worried if there's a lot of parties hanging around this person. They have, both of you seem to have a lot of loved ones or a lot of different social spheres active, a lot of people around you. So you wouldn't want a potential partner not to come close to you because they see that you're close to your family or that you're very beloved by people. So don't be too nervous and worry about that if you see the same for them, because I think you guys really match up in that energy. And I think the more you guys connect with each other, you somehow just make each other really like a lot more popular somehow. People pay attention to that and people are drawn to you guys even more so when you're together. So don't let that bother you too much, okay? All right, if they're air and you're air, we have energy vampire reverse. Yeah, so this is saying make sure that this connection, because you guys both have that very resolute Nine of Pentacles energy, make sure as you're moving forward that you don't rush your own checklist, okay? This is a Virgo card, very like Venus and Virgo energy. Allow yourself to honor your checklist. Does this person respect my time? Are they an energy vampire? Do they respect my spiritual practice? Do they take care of their health in a way that my health isn't endangered when I'm with them as a partner, right? Different things like that are very important and very serious, and we often gloss over them. So they're saying, don't feel like you're cold or whatever. Allow yourself to honor your checklist and validate for yourself that there's not like a vampiric situation going on here. Then you'll be more likely to open up. If you do feel like there are some same tendencies from this person, then allow yourself to stay, again, that Nine of Pentacles can be very single, and listen to your wisdom and cleanse your energy, okay? All right. All right, if you are an air sign and they are a fire sign, seduction reverse. So there's, again, there is the want to seduce you, but there's, I don't know how it's going to turn out because the world's kind of crashing and ending around me. The sky is falling and I don't know, everything's a hot mess. What will be the outcome? So I think people are definitely interested in the air fire connections. We just don't know what the outcome is. And air signs can be like that a lot. They love to flirt and stuff, but they definitely are very serious about what is our box we check when it comes to relationships, because that's what they rule, right? Air signs in astrology, they rule different sectors that are relationship oriented and that are very specific. So that would be something fire sign in connecting with this air sign. They definitely could want to connect with you in that way, but their mind is all over when it comes to the world, as we have seen. So here you might have to turn on the charms. Fire signs, I mean, you usually like to seduce people and show off. You usually like to push people's boundaries, so whip that out a little more. I don't know what you're whipping out. I'm just saying, seduce someone a little bit more with consent, okay? Don't just be surprising people now. Okay. Anyway, Pisces, we always say things and then a minute later we realize how like the Sagittarians and Scorpios are going to interpret something that we said that we didn't mean to be naughty or obscene, and then we learn to like edit ourselves. Like, no, I didn't mean it that way. I'm just a little Pisces. Okay, if you're a fire sign and they're a water sign, exes. Ooh, maybe that's what happened at the party. Someone else showed up. Four Wands here. Maybe you guys are exes and that's why it's like weird. Someone kicks someone out the house. And it's just like, I don't know how to talk to you now. You done kicked me out the house 3 times, off the porch. So here you have to deal with exes somehow. It could be, water signs, don't forget too. They're not as grudgy as earth signs, but then again, so fire sign, water sign energy, maybe you're upset and you're holding it against this fire sign, water sign here, that they picked a different person. And you're like, I'm so mad you picked that ex. Now that the engagement's off, you moved out the house, okay? You don't have the big house with the lawn to mow, whatever. Now you want to talk to me? So I just feel like there's some resentment here. And there's some awkwardness of how do we get a new start. I feel like this person wants to talk to you, but I just feel like, can y'all do that? And maybe it's like, will it happen before spring, or there's like new timing, like we need a new year for our relationship, not just for the moon and the solar transit, okay? I don't know, but anyways, y'all gonna have to deal with exes because y'all could still have this energy. This can also be, sometimes fire signs are always like this too. Fire signs always have people around them that have like this competitive drive to like, they don't want to lose face, because fire signs are very popular and they're very quite often very charming, but kind of have that aggressive energy, and they make people feel, when fire signs transit other people's chart, they make other people feel competitive for them. And so what can happen is you can have this exes who maybe won't actually get with the fire sign, but they still feel competitive against who the fire sign might date or talk to. So water signs usually hate that. Water signs hate like falsely competing, dealing with all that mess. So it could be water signs that is what makes you frustrated or nervous with trying to deal with this earth sign too, is because you're like, I don't want to deal with their exes. Like, I don't want to deal with their 75 people they were dating last week and their 3,000 people they dated last year. And, their stubborn ex who's going to come and just, cruise by and try me, even though they're married or whatever, just because everyone feels so competitive about this fire sign. So it's saying you're going to have to figure out what you're going to do with that energy for both of you. Fire signs can also be, way more territorial than, you think fire signs would be territorial, but at the same time, they act very blasé. But with water signs, it can become very like consuming. Fire signs can actually get a little too protective, I don't want any other suitors around you. So it could also go that way, where this fire sign might be upset if you didn't choose them first, you chose another alpha, that kind of thing. All right, if you're a fire sign, so work on exes. If you're a fire sign and they're an earth sign, constellations, is that rethink your astrology. Focus specifically. See, this was the person who, they might not have the best, you guys might not have good astrological dynamics. Yeah, so you might realize, for example, if you're like, well, when I look at our astrology, their Mars is hidden here and targeting my T-square, and their Pluto is, in harsh aspects to all of this with me, and it doesn't feel good. Sometimes even transits that seem harmonious to others, if we don't like that energy on our chart, if we don't like a part of our astrology or area of our life being interfered with by a partner, or we just don't want any more energy in that area, like sometimes zodiac signs don't like to date each other. They're like, I have enough of that energy, I don't want any more. It can just be rough. So with this connection, it really is the advice to move away from this person for if you're earth and they're fire. But it does say to check your astrology, and maybe there are some themes that are pretty harsh that you could avoid even getting into that energetic cycle with, because that's a part of the reason why we can run into similar people again and again, is because we might be drawn to people who their Mercury is square to our Mars, right? And then we're like, oh, why do I end up arguing with my partners? Why do we have this verbal thing going on that's not healthy or whatever? But then you might look at charts and say, oh, wow, I'm really drawn to people who they have Pluto square their Mars and their Mercury, and then we have Mercury square Mars on our chart or something like that. So be really honest with utilizing astrology and different compatibility factors as to why. Another thing with this is you might want to make sure you're not trauma bonding with people versus like healthy soul bonding, healthy chemistry, healthy physical connection. We can even get to the point that we're programmed to physically be drawn to people that we know energetically. We read their energy, their persona, their wounds, and we know that it's going to be a trauma bond, but we've just projected a romance onto it, and we've taught ourselves to be drawn to that. Okay, so that's the advice for this pile. If you're fire and they are air, rushing in. Look, it goes perfect with the chariot. They say go for it, dive in. What you waiting for? Did you call them yet since the first round? Let's go. All right, if you're fire, if they're fire and you're fire, the advice is stop being mad. What you mad about? What you mad about? Like, why you so mad? Okay, calm down, fire sign, because y'all, like, I like to be mad. The advice for everybody here. We have the King of Wands, and we have missing moving forward. Yeah, there is, baby. The King of Wands and missing you. So they said, look, we can either show people who we are and allow ourselves to really shine and be seen and be accepted and be confident, or we could continue to actively miss this person. So decide what it is that you're going to do. All right, so that's been our elemental spread. Thank you for tuning in. Let me know in the comments and with the likes what y'all think about this video, and I'll talk to you again on another one. Bye.